Just waiting for something to happen is like waiting for a bus that might never come. There's a need for a new dynamic in city planning, city living and city experience that is truly public-led. That is what even the local and national government keep telling us. So let's talk about that in the context of public transport. It should not be mistaken as mass transit, like bus and other transport users treated like cattle going to market with profits on their journey, going to millionaires and stockholders living abroad. So what we knew as public transport died in the city and beyond at the moment of deregulation, when Strathclyde's passenger transport executive regulation was abandoned, not for the purpose of a better transport system, but the selling off for profit to the entrepreneur and business interests, who all of this time have been feeding off us through tax relief and subsidies, with no improvement to services, as well as cutting off the less profitable local services to people who need them most. What is this to do with what is known as public service? Today we need emergency resuscitation of our transport system, for one, to get our city's social heart pumping again, and two, for a city authority to boast in its PR brochures of a dynamic, world-leading, looking ahead, vibrant, welcoming city and so on, without a decent public transport system, makes a mockery of using these accolades. The Glasgow public should want to be proud of our city for two things: how the city serves its public and protects our public assets. Proof that a city really cares about its people and boasts that its people actually make the city is a good and efficient transport system to ensure integration, access, justice, welfare, and to alleviate isolation. Buses and city transport systems need to be seen as a civil rights issue and part of inclusive justice. Unregulated bus companies violate human rights by cutting routes and services for the interests of profit. Forms of social cleansing and other issues see families split up and isolated over a city with 33% of its residents who are not car owners. Local health centres closing, isolation of hospital services that create a single point of failure with bad access, no direct buses, bizarre timetables that sometimes only adds to pre-existing health issues. Extensive thought out regular transport services would create less pollution and sustainable social environmental change. It would help to alleviate tea time traffic jams when the motorway running through our city turns into a car park, every engine running in cars and trucks going no place, polluting a city known for its high respiratory illness in children. More buses and less cars could decrease perilous journeys to school, get children to the nursery in time and to work. It could help to cut down on streets full of cars, replacing them instead with play streets for kids and bikes and healthy activities. A cheap or free public transport system could open our city to the scattering of city-centred activities towards a variety of new and existing venues around the city and its perimeters, north, south, east and west. Efficient transport would encourage a re-establishment of a selection of localised town centres, Glasgow villages, and reinvigorate the way folk back in the day visited different parts and different areas of the city every Sunday, and widen the horizons of people and integration in local events and traditions. Waiting for a bus experience is a Glasgow tragedy. Night classes in the winter, visiting friends, attending meetings are all abandoned to inclement weather. We need a reliable, cheap transport system to invigorate and encourage public life, engagement, education, and to accommodate folk experiencing a wider city adventure. It makes economic sense whichever way you look at it. Glasgow's famous tram system run on time, made a profit, were cheap to use and were publicly owned under the Common Good Fund. Where is the tramcar money? Like all of our public services, lost, stolen or privatised, which all adds up to the same thing. We should ask, why are the authorities not buying up these companies that we are paying through the nose for in subsidies each time private companies hold out their gold-plated begging bowls? Privatisation and deregulation promised to make things more efficient. It did, but only through finding more efficient ways to rob the public purse of our money. Why would people not want a good bus service? It seems silly to me, and it should be to you, as the taxes that go into private profits, not services, could buy our own bus service over and over again. Not only that, we wouldn't need to stand in the rain cussing when we could be looking forward to our bus ride. We need to get Glasgow moving in the Gallus style it deserves. There are many others thinking about these things and starting to make demands for a regulated public transport service, for many more reasons that I can list here. You can join us and the many other working to make Glasgow a city that first and foremost serves its public, and one of the best places to start is an efficient public transport service. Get Glasgow moving. Join today and become an active part in the movement for change. You know you want to.
It's not run for the people anymore, it's run by limited companies who have got to make a profit. When it was the likes of Glasgow Corporation, it was run by the City Council for the benefit of the citizens.